Hello, all you beautiful souls. Jules here, and happy Moon Day. We're at a fresh start to a new week, and I wanted to pop on to do our astrology forecast. We have a really packed week. So this is for November 3rd to the 9th. Can you believe we are almost done with 2025? So happy No Shave November. You guys remember that? No one's gonna see our legs for a while. Maybe the armpits. I don't know. So we have a busy week in the stars. Some intensity going on right now. Tuesday, Mars and Neptune are trine. So we have Mars in Scorpio and Neptune in Pisces. On Wednesday, Mars moves into Sagittarius, and this is about truth and communication. So you might see things lightening up in that aspect. On Thursday, we have a Taurus full supermoon. So we got that earth energy flooding in. And then on Friday, Venus moves into Scorpio, the opposite sign of Taurus. So this is the least favorable sign for Venus to move into. Saturday, though, we have Uranus, the planet of progress, but also it can be disruptive. And that's going to be backing into Taurus. And this is just one last round. It's going back. The divine pendulum swings again. And it's still retro until February. So Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune all retro this opening to our November. We need to slow down, navigate with intention and integration. So Mercury retro is about reusing, reforming, revising, redoing, all the re's. That is Mercury. And I was actually born during Mercury retrograde. So some people really don't like Mercury retrograde, but I, on the other hand, am quite used to it. I've been dealt those shitty cards and it kind of breaks you down a little bit. It lets you do things over again. So it's going to tell you, hey, this really didn't work. Let's try something different this time. And I see that a lot in not only like my life, but when I'm creating. So I might create something and it just doesn't work, So I got to fix it, try again, back to the board. If it doesn't work again, I usually trash it or put it in the earth, and that's it. Because some designs, they're just not meant to come into fruition, but some are, and that is why it's called practice, repetition. You're redoing. Sometimes it's great and you get what you want the first time and you're like, yes. And then sometimes you just keep trying and trying and you're like, what is going on? And that is when we need to take just a step back, reanalyze. Look at the situation from a different perspective, a higher perspective. Because sometimes we get stuck in that low vibration when things aren't working out. Then we kind of feel like we're in a rut. Like it ruins our day. Don't let it. It's meant to do that. And it's okay. And I often look at my life and how things have turned out. And, it's my journey. And that's totally fine because I know when I make it to my maker, we're going to have a sit down or a flying, we're going to understand things that we don't understand now. But until then, it's a mystery and it's fun and exciting and it's fearful and all the things. So just keep chugging along, guys. Even though things get intense and, we sometimes feel like giving up or just doing something different, changing our job, moving, getting the hell away from where we're at. Everything is going to come back full circle. Your home is in your heart. And I was just talking about this with a beautiful gal. You can go anywhere, but the comfort you're gonna feel is inside, because it's scary sometimes to travel. We're going to new places, we don't know where we are, we're out of our comfort zone. But that is the exciting part, because you know in your heart you're safe. You know your surroundings might not be safe, but when you are comfortable with yourself in your skin, you can do anything. So Taurus backing up, and this pushback is like the shadow side of Taurus as it backs up. So it may set like almost like an ugly undertone coming from Taurus. And I don't want to say the shadow side of Taurus is, bad, but they can be opulent. They can be wasteful. They like to spend. So they can, go out and have a good time, spend a couple, 100,000 and not look back at it. So you may feel rage this week as well. And I have felt that, but you gotta let it go. Feel that rage and push it out. Like, do some exercise, do some yoga, but try not to tongue lash someone, because as an Aries, I like to tongue lash and then I kind of feel bad, but then I don't, because I really meant it. So it had to come out, but it didn't need to come out so hard. But that's the beauty of all the different signs. We all have our quirks. Some are going to tell you how it is, and some are just going to keep their mouth shut. So Venus is still in Libra, and this is relationship balance. So how are you doing in your relationship area right now? Be open to the shadow sides in your partner. So be mindful that, we all have our ups and downs. We all have our good and bad days. We all do things, we all give and take. It's that, the swinging of the pendulum. So speak your truth, speak your power. Don't just do things because your partner tells you to do them, or it's that mundane routine that we get stuck in. Do things because you enjoy them. Explore your individuality. Do you like where you're at in your life right now? We never we get comfortable in our living situations, in who we're living with, and our surroundings, and with our loved ones, and especially during the holidays, because you always want to make sure everyone is comfortable, everyone is included, people feel invited, but also look at your happiness as well, your comfort this week. Focus in on that, as our North Node is in Pisces all this year, and this can flood us with like a hypnotic effect. And this is the Piscean effect. So nothing makes sense. It's all in the realm of the subconscious. So I think we really need to start protecting our subconscious field. Yes, we need to know what's going on in the real world, and don't be seduced by it though. Question it. There's a lot of news that's fake news, and you can Google it. You can literally Google, hey, is this real? And Google will tell you. So yes, Pisces has that hypnotic effect. And we should have like a looking back of things where you kind of just felt like maybe you were in a daze. Maybe you're just going along, chugging along, and then something happened. And then you realized, hey, this wasn't working. Hey, I need to shift this in my life. But sometimes we need to get out of that hypnotic effect, and we really need to see things from a clear picture. And I think with that node, that Piscean node all year, it almost felt like this year just went by like I was in that hypnotic effect. So we're going to be coming out of that. So stay tuned for next week. Much